Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist. And yes, I am your alternative healthcare career coach. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 3 simple ways how to prevent burnout and feeling exhausted or whatever you call that. All right.
Hello Note is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. Hello Note reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. Hello Note is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
What is going on, Alternative Healthcare Career Group? Hey, if you're watching live, please comment live. Watching on the replay, please comment replay. Hey, tonight is going to be very special. It's very special. You know why? It's not Manny. It's not petty. It's a facial. Because we are going to have some special person tonight. Her name is Bridge. You know what? That name is very, very nice. You know why the bridge is, it connects you from this one side to another side, right? We're so much in debt in creating a wall. Why create a wall when you can create a bridge? All right. So tonight we're going to be interviewing a person named Bridge. And we're also going to ask her, maybe it's a short for Bridget or whatever. Or Bridger? I don't know. Is there a word named Bridger? Or Bridget Guest, right? Well, anyway, her name is Bridge Ochoa. Yes, her last name sounds my last name. And I asked her if where she's from or whatever. She said she's like Colombian / whatever she said from Cuba. I forgot already. Oh gosh, stage 1 memory loss. Well, anyway, we're gonna interview her. Her name is Bridge Ochoa, and let me go back here. But before we bring her in, let's go ahead and let me just encourage you tonight. According to Theodore Roosevelt, I didn't say this, ladies and gentlemen. According to Theodore Roosevelt. It's so clear. Obviously, it's written there, right? So clear, right? If you can see it, type in I can see it. But it says here, do what you can. All right? Do what you can with what you have and where you are. Do what you can with what you have and where you are. A lot of us here, we're like, oh, I don't know what to do next in my life, Dr. Mike. I get all these crazy messages. Well, guess what? They send me crazy messages because they think I'm also crazy, right? But here's the thing. We're always complaining about the situation. But guess what? Look at this. Look at yourself first. What do you have in your hand? Right now, what I have in my hand is a business card. No, look at what you have. Grow where you are planted, my friends. Grow where you are planted. If God put you in a nursing home, guess what? Grow there. Grow and learn from there, okay? If God put you in the hospital, learn from there. I'm not saying being sick, but learn from that sickness, obviously, right? Right? I remember this story in the Bible. The story is all about I forgot. Moses. It's Moses. And you know what? What he had was just a stick. A stick. Like a stick, right? And God said, "What do you have in your hand, Moses?" And Moses probably said, "I only have a stick. How can I separate the sea?" Right? And guess what? God said, "Moses, use what you have. Raise that stick. Raise that stick and then slam it there or whatever, slam it there or what. Put it on the ground." And that's what happened when he started doing that. Boom, the sea or whatever you call that. Is it the Red Sea? If you're watching, I think it's the Red Sea that separated, and then boom. Sometimes you gotta do what you can with what you have and where you are. You may be facing this sea, this big Red Sea, and all you have is a stick. But if you just take that one action, put that stick down, boom, you're going to separate that sea. Now, if you want to separate that sea, you still have to take action. Faith without action is dead. You can have all the faith in the world. You can have, I'm going to find this alternative career. But if you don't take action, if you don't go ahead and apply, if you don't go ahead and submit your resume 1,000 times, you're going to have a hard time, finding the alternative career. All right, so let's go back to our guest, right? So our guest for tonight, let me go ahead and read her intro. Her name is Bridge Ochoa. She's actually an occupational therapist. Yep. She calls herself Ayurveda health counselor. I don't know. Am I pronouncing it right? Ayurveda. Ayurveda. Okay. And she's also a yoga teacher. I need to learn yoga, I need to learn whatever, I need to, stretch out myself. And she's actually what she says here, I am a holistic relieve burnout in health. How do I say? Holistically, she helps people relieve the burnout in healthcare professionals, okay, using the Ayurveda technique. So she takes clients through a 4-week 3-pillar program that helps them balance their mind, okay, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. It's 3 things, It's always 3 things, the 3 things, the Holy Spirit, the Jesus, and then whatever. Is it 3 things? Yeah. No, God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus, right? Same thing, mind, body, and spirit. Why 3 things? It's always 3 things. Because it's like a stool. When you put them up and you put a stool or a chair, it's gonna stand up. Take off one, it's gonna fall. Mind, body, spirit. I like this. We want to learn from her. So her goal is obviously to raise the vibration, raise the vibration of the Western medicine, and and that's what she's going to be talking about tonight. You know what? There's power in vibration. I'm talking about the good vibration here, right? Vibration, okay? There's power. You know what? Because the voice box itself, it's a vibration. When you're releasing that positive word and you're hearing it, guess what? It becomes a reality. Okay? A blessing doesn't become a blessing until it is declared. Until it is declared. All right, so without further ado, that's how you say it. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest for tonight, Bridge Ochoa.
Oh my gosh, you had me cracking up.
All right, okay. What is up, Bridge? Is it really Bridge? Bridget? Bridger? Ayurveda?
Yes.
So please tell us, could you please tell us who you are? What do you do? And please help us get out of this burnout, sister.
Woo, yes, brother. Okay. So Bridge is short for Bridget. You were right about that. So good on ya. So I am an OT, I'm Ayurveda health counselor. I'm all these different things, but I'm much more than that as well. I don't identify within my profession, but yeah, so I take clients through this 4-week program to help them balance their mind, body, and spirit. I started as an OT back in 2017, so I've been doing it for 4 years, going on 4 years now, and I kind of started burnt out. I got burnt out in my first year doing it. I was thrown to the wolves. I went to contract OT in the very beginning. So I was with like 4 different home health companies and a SNF and an LTAC at the same time. I had no mentor. I was just sort of thrown in. And I just learned a lot about what this was really like. And I just thought that this isn't what I went to school for. This is not what I want to do anymore. And I didn't know what to do. And then I kept going, and then I did travel OT because I was like, well, maybe I'll be happier if I'm traveling. And traveling was awesome, but I also got put in really crappy rotations. And so it's just was one thing after the other. And then I was just like, screw it, I'm going to leave. just one day I was supposed to go on a contract, and I was just like, you know what, no, I'm going to go to Bali, Indonesia. So I took a one way ticket. Yeah. One-way ticket to Bali. And I just kind of solo traveled over there for a couple months, backpacked. I fell into this yoga teacher training, did that. And then that kind of was super transformative. And then I came back to the States, drove my car from California to Atlanta. And then I got another travel rotation because I was like, you know what, it's going to be good now. I'm fine. I'm refreshed. No, it wasn't. That place was crappy. So then I did that travel rotation, and then I went back out and I went to Australia, and I lived in an ashram for a month, or a couple months actually, where I worked underneath a chef, and I just did like gardening, and I taught yoga over there, and I taught meditations over there, and that was really, really, really cool. And then I lived with a band in Australia, kind of a weird, weird turn of events from the ashram to a band. But then after that, I went to Hawaii, and I lived in Hawaii for 3 months, and I lived on a retreat center, and I taught yoga over there. And then I was also an Ayurvedic head chef over there. I just sort of created my own little program within the retreat center that I was in. And then after that, sorry, this is long-winded, but my story is kind of long.
I'm writing things down.
Yeah, say what?
I'm writing things down.
You're writing things down. Okay, cool. So in Hawaii, I actually I ended up having a near-death experience, and this was in 2019, so this wasn't too long ago. But right after that, I just needed some grounding, so I just decided to leave Hawaii because I just needed to just be around family, and I just needed to ground. So I went to Atlanta, where I am now, and I got a job I got a PRN job at a hospital, and that was really cool for a while. It wasn't my intention to go back to Western medicine. I wanted to sort of create my own. I wanted to create my own business, do all these things, but I was really just trying to just ground. But the hospital that I'm in now is a really good hospital, but it's still under this system that we're in. The system, right? Like, I feel like people say that, the system, and it's just not, either way you cut it, it's just these unrealistic expectations, these unethical practices just still happen, and it just breeds burnout. So, I ended up getting a bunch of continuing education courses, and I study Ayurveda too, so I've been studying that for the past year and a half, and so just in hopes of getting out. But then I just realized that that's not really the answer. It's about just being happy, like you said in the beginning, right? Just being happy where you are. Like me going to Bali and having the time of my life, that's a state of mind. That's a state of mind at the end of the day. And I can get that state of mind at my job. I can be in the flow at my job. I can, be meditating literally at my job, doing what I came here to do, doing what I went to school for, to serve populations, to serve people who need my help, and so that's what I teach my clients to do. And it's all holistic. You have to have these supportive things. I had this client the other day come to me, and he was like, yeah, I just want to book you for meditation. I only want meditation. I'm like really stressed out, and I have like my mind is just super restless, and it's just, I can't calm down my mind. And I was like, well, you're going to have to book me for like 5 other things because you need everything else in order to be supported. It's just like, that would just be treating the symptoms just like we do in Western medicine, just by giving a pill or, you know, saying, see you in a week or something like that. It's not the way that I do things. It's holistic. It's about diet. It's about lifestyle. It's about mindset. All those things have to be supportive and nourishing.
Stop it. Why are you talking to me about diet and exercise? Why are you looking at me when you said diet and exercise? Well, anyway,
I'm looking at you like.
I like what Bridge said, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still watching live, comment live, watching on the replay, comment replay. But I was just following and writing down what she did. You know, she went outside of the country. She went outside of the country. I know we have all this pandemic going on, but when all is said and done, when you have the chance to get out, ladies and gentlemen, to get out and experience a different culture, a different country, not just, you know, if you're here in the States, go ahead, experience a different state. But I'm challenged. The next level challenge is go outside of the country, experience a different culture, experience a different country. Why? Because you will see a different outlook in life. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I came from a different country. I came from different countries, you know, in different parts in Asia, Australia. She mentioned Australia, Bali, Indonesia, you know, go to Hawaii, and you will have a different outlook. You will see that it's not all about you. You will see that there is more to life, ladies and gentlemen. There's more to life, not just your job, not just your job, not just the business, not just your small little world of bubble, ladies and gentlemen. There's more out there. There's a big ocean out there that you can swim on, not just that little swimming pool that you have in your backyard. I wish I have one, but you know what I mean. There's so much more outside, ladies and gentlemen. And the only way for this small brain of ours to work is actually to open it up. I'm not talking about opening up, you know, cutting your head, you know, have brain surgery. What I'm talking about is your brain is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And when you begin to open up your mind, open up your system, you will get more blessing. You will get more information. You will realize, oh gosh, I can do more, be more. And this is what happened to Bridge. And she came back with the renewed vitality. I'm assuming. And Bridge, could you please tell us what is burnout, by the way, and how can Ayurveda, you know, I was just Googling it earlier, you know, what is Ayurveda, and then it's the science of life, obviously. And how can Ayurveda help with burnout? And then how did you transition to it? Why did you choose? You're an OT, you're a quote unquote, you know, science-based, whatever, evidence-based, you know, research or whatever. Why did you all of a sudden not all of a sudden, you know, realized that Ayurveda is a much more better approach and technique when it comes to your clients and patients or whatever?
For sure. I have some of those answers, I guess. So so what Ayurveda is, if you don't know, and a lot of people don't know what it is. People are like, what the hell did she just say? Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a system,
like, you know, like an iron combination of medication. Just kidding.
Yeah, you think of like some old person, like a witch, just like with a colander, you know. But yeah, but basically, Ayurveda is a system of medicine that's based in nature. So it's actually the oldest medicine that was ever created. It's the first medicine that was ever created.
I thought it was penicillin. Just kidding.
You said what?
I thought it was penicillin. Just kidding.
It was plants.
Right, go ahead.
It was plants that was the first medicine, and that's what Ayurveda is based in nature, right? So, yeah. So it was created because basically these like ancient sages, these like really wise people, they created this system because people were suffering. And then they created this thing called the Vedas. So the Vedas were basically this internet of wisdom, telling people why they were suffering. And they were like, hopefully that would help people to not suffer. And then people kept suffering. Even though there was this like Google of why people were suffering. of wisdom for them. And so that didn't work. So they came up with this thing called the darshanas. You don't have to know that term. That's fine. Those are basically lenses, like worldviews, basically like a perspective of a way of seeing something. And Ayurveda was one of the darshanas, one of the six. There were six darshanas, and then yoga was one of them. So those two are like sister sciences. Did you say
So
something?
yoga is part of it. Yoga is
Yeah.
just part of that thing there.
Yes. Yoga is like the sister science. Ayurveda, think of it as like Ayurveda is all about creating a balanced body, and then yoga is about creating a balanced mind.
Okay.
You're like, okay. But
All I know is like, oh, I'm gonna do yoga or whatever,
see,
Dogma Dharma Done, and something like that,
but here's the thing, Mike, that yoga that you're doing, this like this and like, crazy poses, that's not yoga. That's not yoga.
It's
Those are
not there. I'm
those are
just dancing.
physical postures. Those are
Mhm.
physical postures. Those 97% of yoga is a philosophy. And here in like Western culture, we promote yoga as the physical postures of yoga. All that's meant with the physical postures is that you should be breathing with movement, because it creates movement meditation. It's about your mind. It's all about meditation, about like how to create balance in here so that you can create balance everywhere else.
Is that the reason why Indians have those bindi?
Bindi. You mean like the dot?
Yeah, they call it bindi.
Oh,
Is that the
I don't
reason
know.
why? To balance everything? I
I
don't
don't
know. I
know.
grew up with Indian friends. Like, oh, where's your bindi? So I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing too, is that I think sometimes people confuse like what is yoga and then what is Indian culture. So like they're kind of yoga was created in India, but like namaste is like a greeting in India.
Yeah.
It's not
Like, hello.
yeah, it's not that's like an Indian culture sort of thing. So, but like I said, yoga is a philosophy, and that's like what I preach, I guess, if that's the right term to use. That's what I teach. That's what I like. That's what I use in my daily life is the philosophy of yoga, and then Ayurveda is the body part of it. It's like diet and lifestyle. So it's mindset, diet, and lifestyle.
Sounds like a superhero name, right? Ayurveda!
It
Something like that.
is.
Right? Gonna kill this enemy! Ayurveda! Bollywood! Or whatever like that. My friends, I grew up with Indian
Yes.
friends. Like, we would watch all these Bollywood movies, like all this dancing and everything. Well, anyway, so you went to Bali. And why yoga? I mean, were you already? Why this? I mean, is it because it's somebody showed you in Bali or something?
No,
And
honestly, it was all just intuition. It was all just like pure one thing after the other. I didn't even start doing yoga, like the physical postures of yoga till that year that I went to Bali. And I just, went to a yoga class with one of my friends that I met while I was on a travel rotation, and just did that. And then I thought it was interesting. I thought it was cool that you can meditate and work out at the same time. Um,
Mhm.
and then I went to Bali, and I just sort of fell across this group who was they had a yoga teacher training at that same time. So I just thought I would take it just to see
Wow.
what happened.
So after going to Bali, you went to Australia and then to Hawaii, and then you might be asking about your near-death experience. What happened there?
Yeah. You can ask about it. I'm trying to be more open about it because it wasn't that long ago. And at first I was just kind of just trying to figure everything out again. And I didn't really tell people about it. But now, I feel like I can actually talk about it because was a big part of my life. It is a big part of my life. my ending of life and my beginning of life, right?
Mhm.
But basically, I accidentally overdosed, and that's how I had a near-death experience. So it was, and I don't even really, I'm not an addict or anything. I didn't do drugs or anything like that. It was just very accidental. And so it was very transformative. Um, I felt during that time, I felt so many things. But one of the things that I did feel was what my patients felt. And I had no idea that I would feel that. Like all of my patients, all of them I've ever treated up until that point. Like I felt their pain going through rehab or whatever they were going through, or their pain with like passing over. Um, and that was really intense. That wasn't the most intense part of my experience, but that was one of the intense parts of my experience. It was very I just was you're very surprised that I felt that, because at that time I was so dissociated from OT. I was so dissociated from that world of like being in Western medicine. And I didn't like, I just wanted to get out of that world. I wanted to like figure out how I could get out. And I was like, maybe, I thought even in that moment of me dying, I was like, I can't even believe that I'm witnessing and like, going through this, because I don't even um, associate myself with that anymore. And
Mhm.
then, and even after that experience, there's so much that happens then, and it's all kind of at once. And it's just like this like crazy intense experience that you still kind of learn. Like I'm still learning about that experience now. You know, I'll never stop learning. The questions, will always be asked about that. So
Amazing. All right. Did you hear what she said, ladies and gentlemen? Those challenges, those challenges that you're going through, whether a small one or a big one or whatever challenges, ladies and gentlemen, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the victory. Those challenges happens for a reason. Those situations happens for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but that those challenges are made for you to be stronger. And that's what's going on with that's what happened to Bridge. It made her stronger. And look at her now. She's teaching people how to fight, you know, people, burnout, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and bring her back. Bridget, where are you at? Could you please tell us the three simple ways to combat burnout and whatever you call that?
yes, and Ayurveda, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it one day. So the three ways I've kind of already talked about them, but they're basically diet, lifestyle, and mindset. And I always start with mindset because um, in Ayurveda they say that the mind steers the ship, and it's true, right? Everything's energy. Your thoughts are energy, so that literally steers the ship. That creates your reality. That is your reality. That's your truth, and your truth is your reality, and that's about to change. That's what I tell people. That's all about to change. So I always start with mindset. That is to me foundational. And then the other foundation, because there's like several foundations, is diet, what you put into your body. Because these two are not related. They're not related. They are related. They're so related. Like um, if I was to, I have people do this sometimes, but if I was to tell you to think of the happiest memory that you've ever had, and then just put that in your mind, like close your eyes and just think of the happiest memory you've ever had. It could
I don't want
be,
to do that right now. I'll be like,
yeah, because you'd be like that. Happiest memories be like, you'd be like that. Um, and then switch that. And then think of the worst memory that you've ever had, like a traumatic experience
I'll
or
probably be throwing all this computer away. Something like that.
exactly, exactly. because nothing around you really changed. Like your desk was still in the same spot, my pillows were still in the same spot, everything's in this, my computer is still in the same spot, but every cell in your body changed because of what you were thinking. Because you were thinking a really happy experience, and you probably smiled, and you probably released tension in your body, and you probably breathed a little slower and deeper. And then you thought of a really crappy memory, and then you probably did some chest breathing, and then you probably tightened up, and then you probably frowned. It's every cell in your body changed because of what you were thinking. So the mind and body are absolutely related. And so that also has to be balanced in order to cultivate a balanced mind and a balanced body. The whole goal is to have your mind and your body be a conduit for your consciousness to come through. Because that's one of the things that I also learned during my near-death experience, is like how powerful that is. How that is powerful. That transcends time and space. Like that goes places. That is where spontaneous remission takes place, is that. And how can we as healthcare professionals raise our vibration so that we can allow that to happen just naturally? It just should just come through. And if we could do that, like imagine what we could do to our patients. Like imagine the kind of treatment that would just be elevated from there. And that's what you went to school for. That's what I went to school for. I went to school to help people, like actually help people, not to do a bunch of progress notes or to do, make sure Medicare is happy, or to bill, or to get my productivity up. That all that shit goes out the window. You know what I mean? Like that all goes out the window when you can allow your soul to be a conduit, or your mind and your body to be a conduit for your consciousness to come through, because that just supersedes everything else.
Perfect. Speaking of conduit, we will be back in a few minutes.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, that is HelloNote. Thank you very much, HelloNote. Yes, that's the EMR that I use for our outpatient clinic. It's so easy to use. You just say hello and your note is done. Just kidding. You still have to type it up, right? I wish I could do that. It's like hello Google or whatever. Hello Note. Oh, my phone turned on. You just say hello Note, and then your note is done, right? I think we need to tell the owner of that, whatever. Hello Note, finish my note. That's the ultimate documentation system, right? But unfortunately, you still have to type it up. Well, that's you got to check it out. HelloNote.com. It's amazing. It's awesome. But yeah, check it out. HelloNote.
extract today from Dr. Mike Chua's Certified Dementia Practitioner live seminar. Not only was it about facts on how to help as a therapist treat those with dementia or memory deficits, but it was also about how to talk to family members, how to talk to caregivers, how to interact with the nursing staff in the hospital, and really how to present myself as a certified dementia practitioner. If you're looking to broaden your skill set with becoming a certified dementia practitioner, I highly recommend Dr. Mike Chua's seminar.
Hello, my name is Nina Chakashvili. I am support group facilitator leader, and yes, a specialist and Alzheimer's educator. So I just completed Dr. Mike Chua's 2-day class, which one was the best class. First.
Did you hear that? She said the best class. It's only best because you guys are there, right? I'm just facilitating the group and just reading the slides. Technically, I'm just reading the slides. It's just awesome because you guys are attending, because you guys are stepping up and answering the call to be a certified dementia practitioner, being the best for your community, not just for your community, not just for your patients, but for yourself and your family. You have to find a bigger purpose, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just working for yourself, guess what? You're gonna make a living, right? If you work on yourself, you find a bigger purpose and a bigger passion. Well, guess what? You're gonna make a fortune. So if you want to make a fortune, not just a living, there's nothing wrong, working on a job, J-O-B. But if you want to work on a job, you're gonna make a living. But if you want to make a fortune, work on yourself. Find your passion. My passion is Alzheimer's and dementia. My passion is seeing my geriatric patients. I know someday I'm going to hit the fortune, right? The mother load. Well, you know what? Earlier, before we went, we were talking about, this is a big coincidence. Bridge said she went to Bali, Australia, and Hawaii, and Atlanta. And you know what? This morning, I asked a question in our group. You know what I asked? Just for fun, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. If I could be anywhere right now, it would be. You know what the people said? One of our member, Barbara, said she's going to travel, road trip to Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. Meg, what's up? What's going on, Meg? She's an OT. She wants to go back to Jamaica. Sapna wants to go to Croatia. Some person said she wants to go back in bed. One person said island of Maria in French Polynesia, South Africa, New Zealand, Ireland. Belissa said she wants her own island. One person said they want to go to the beach, Bahamas. Marcy said anywhere except but Illinois, and a lot more. Bahamas, Ireland, Egypt. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You got to get out. What I'm talking about is not right now, obviously. There's travel restriction, but I love this. It's not just a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. I posted that for a reason, probably. And now, I didn't know that Bridge went out of the country. Sometimes you got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to get out of that comfort zone. Or if your comfort zone is this, you got to get out. You got to step out. That's why it's called comfort zone. You're comfortable there. If you want to be successful in life, you got to get out. Get out of that freaking comfort. Get out of that boat. Get out. There's this story in the Bible. I don't know who it is. Maybe Peter. I think it's Peter. He's in the boat and he wanted to also walk on water. Well, guess what? That's the comfort zone, the boat, right? Get out. Step out of that boat and started walking on the water. I'm not saying you can also walk on water. I'm not saying I can walk on water. But guess what? Get out. And he started walking on water. Because he went out of his comfort zone. Same thing with Bridge. She went out of the country. Took new adventures in life. You got to have adventures, ladies and gentlemen. My wife, she would always tell me, go home on a different route. Coming home from our clinic this morning, she said, hey, go ahead and turn left on that road there. I want to see some, whatever houses. We went out a different route. Just to have a different routine. You got to change and get out of that comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. So speaking of comfort zone, Bridges already talked about, diet. My comfort zone is hamburger. Come on now. Pizza. All right. Lifestyle. My lifestyle is very sedentary, right? And my mindset. I know my mindset is pretty good. I'm always positive, but my diet and my lifestyle, I need to change. So let's go ahead and bring back Bridget Ochoa. What's going on, Bridget? Bridget is actually a physical occupational therapist, and she's here to talk about the 3 simple ways to combat burnout. What's going on, Bridget? Thank you very much for coming back in our show. There you go, Bridge. You already mentioned about diet, lifestyle, and mindset. So what should we do? What should we do? The first thing that we need to do. Could you please tell us?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about what you were talking about getting out of your comfort zone, because I totally agree. I just did something because even we have these travel restrictions, right? And COVID, and like, crap, I can't go on an airplane or, to go to Bali. What am I supposed to do to get out of my comfort zone? I just went to this have you ever tried cryotherapy? Like like the where you stand in the thing. Yeah. So I tried that for the first time with a bunch of people that I didn't know. I just went with like these people where they're like, you want to go do cryo with us? I like work out with them at the gym. And they're like, do you want to go do cryo with us? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'll try it. I'll try anything. And I went with them, and I hate the cold. And never underestimate the power of doing something you've never done with a bunch of people that you don't know. Because it just like those 2 minutes that I was in that little machine of hell, because it was really cold, was like being back in Bali. A really cold Bali. Like being back in that state of mind where I'm just doing something that's outside of my comfort zone, doing something new, trying something out with a bunch of people that I don't know. It was like the same as traveling. So highly recommend, even if it's just going to cryotherapy or, a spa or, that you've never been to or something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to try it, ladies and gentlemen. I always tell it to my kids, we came from the Philippines, and they're so used to eating rice, right? And now they've been living here in the States, so now they're used to the quote unquote American food. And I would take them to Indian cuisine, a Mediterranean restaurant, and they're like, I don't want to try that, Daddy. We just want burger and whatever, and fries or whatever. I said, let's go ahead and try this, let's get some diarrhea or whatever. So let's try. You gotta learn to experience. So we sometimes would bring them to, Asian food, like we was like very, very, well, what is this kind of restaurant here? Let's just try this, it's just bad looking restaurant. Well, we're gonna try, So of course we will learn our lesson too. So you just have to get out that comfort zone. All right, so let's go back to Bridge. Bridge.
Sorry.
What is it again? What's my question? What's the first step, sister?
What's the first step, right? Yeah. So the first step, I always start with the mind. And that's where my program, it starts with the mind. That's week 1 is your mind. And I tell people to get in the flow. And I talk about how to get in the flow. Have you ever been in the flow, Mike? Do you know what that is?
In the flow? Yeah. No, just kidding. I know I have a different flow. I drink, muscle relaxant now. So I got like flow,
Oh,
so that's
wow.
I have like a kidney problem. The doctor will give me like, okay, Michael, this is a ureter, to relax your ureter, your pee-pee, whatever. So to let go of my stones. So, yep, that's my flow. I got good flow now. So
that got weird real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Wow.
What's your flow?
So get in the flow. The flow is a state of mind. The flow is constant. The flow is not like you're concentrating on something. It's different than being in the zone. It's not like you're concentrating really hard on something. You're blocking out everything else. That's actually when you're in the flow, concentration goes down. You're not concentrating at all. You're just allowing things to just flow through you. You're a conduit, right? You're a conduit for consciousness to just come through you. And when you're in the flow, you're basically meditating, because you're in that state of mind of just meditating. Things are just allowed. Things are just easy. Things are just happening. You're in the flow. That's why we call it the flow of the universe. It's a dance. And it's not like you're separate from your experience, because then we're just in this like catatonic state of just being dissociated from our experience. You're actually dancing with your experience. You're very present. Like, you know, I don't like it when yoga teachers are like, be present, have gratitude, peaceful, mindful, breathe. It's just, that's very obscure. Like, what does that mean? You know? So I teach people to be in the flow, actually apply that to their life. Like, be in the flow when you're at work. Be in the flow. I'm in the flow right now. Be in the flow while you're doing this webinar. Be in the flow, you know, when you're cooking dinner or talking to a client or anything. You're in the flow. You're dancing with the moment. And that is what leaves you energized instead of exhausted at the end of the day. You leave energized, you leave inspired, you leave spontaneous, but responding to the moment. That is a balanced mind, being in the flow. So that's step one. That's what I always say is step one.
So it's different being in the zone, right?
Different than being in the zone. It's concentration goes down. If I could share something real quick, that's kind of nerdy. Like do you know what a dowser is? I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. It's like back in the day or something, or maybe they still do it. They had these like guys and they would find water sources. They would use these like sticks to find water sources. And they would just use like intuition to find the water source for farmers or for villages or whatever. And so it had to have been recent because they did a study on it, but they did a study on it where they measured their brain waves and what their brain was doing in that state, because they were in the flow state while they were doing that. So they're like, I wonder what brain waves are happening there. And they thought it was going to be like a really calm brain waves. Like a really calm brain wave is like an alpha wave. And it actually wasn't. It was the highest brain wave, which is like an anxiety sort of brainwave, and the lowest brainwave, which is like a deep sleep brainwave. So it was like the highest of the high and the lowest of the low. So it just tells you that when you're in the flow, you're alert and responding, but you're also calm and chill. So it's like both of those extremes, you know? You're in the flow. Concentration goes down when you're concentrating. You're like alert, you know? When you're in the flow, you're two of them. You're like, I'm responding to my vent patient right now because I have to be alert. I can't be like spiritual fa la la, you know? I have to be alert. I have to, like, somebody just threw a reacher at me. So I have to be alert. I have to like know what's going on. So that's being in the flow, but also calm and chill and laid back. It's all good. And then you leave that experience energized rather than exhausted and depleted and feeling like you work for the system and feeling like, because you don't work for the system at that point. You don't work for anything. There is no working. There's just happening. There's no you anymore. That's gone. You are gone. There's just happening. There's just moment. There's just like this right now.
Too much philosophy there.
Sorry.
I just want to be happy. Give me my beer or whatever. So, all right. All right. So let's go ahead and ask you that last question.
Sure.
What is your biggest challenge, and how did you turn this around?
Do you mean my biggest challenge personally, or my
both in the business or personally or whatever? So
in the business, personally, like as an occupational therapist, I would say my biggest challenge is the long work hours because time is time at the end of the day. Like, it's hard. It's like, there's no, who works an 8-hour day anymore? Like, I don't even work an 8-hour day, and I'm, I have my own business, and I have, like, I take clients, I have my own business, and I also work at a hospital. So even at the hospital, I'm not working an 8-hour day. I go in at 6. Say what?
I wish I could work 8-hour days. I feel like I'm working 24/7.
For real. I know, right? So that's a challenge, because it's like, and that's why it's so important to be in the flow. Because if you're in the flow during those 10 hours or whatever, 12 hours, sometimes it ends up being 12 hours a lot of the time, then you don't, time doesn't really even matter at that point. You're energized, you're fine, you're good, you're calm, but alert. But I will say that, like, the long days is a challenge. And that's why it's important to have all of the supportive things supporting you. Because if you just have one, if you just have mindset, if you just have that positive mindset, it's just like your vitality is just going to go down the drain at some point, because your physical body is just using too much energy. Your lifestyle is not supportive. So it's not going to be sustainable. And I want, like, sustainability. We need sustainability in this career, because, like, what would happen if there was no physical therapist or occupational therapist or speech therapist anymore? Because we're all burnt out. What would happen to this world? Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like, if we all just left because we were all burnt out? We can't do that. We got into this career for a reason. And we can make our own with it. We can find whatever career, fits us in our lifestyle, but we have to have all these supportive measures in place so that it can be sustainable no matter what career that you're in. Speech, OT, PT, whatever, PA, nurse, like, whatever you want to switch to, whatever business you want to run, whatever, so it can actually be sustainable.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, I like what you said about, you can have all the positive mindset, that your positive mindset will just start you. It will just jumpstart you. But what's going to keep you going is your habit. Your positive mindset will help get you started. But what will keep you going is your daily habit. What kind of daily habit are you doing? Are you doing a daily habit of reflecting? Are you doing a daily habit of journaling? Are you doing a daily habit of eating the right food? Well, look who's talking, right? Are you doing the daily habit of, protecting yourself, not just your physical self, okay, but your mental, your spiritual, your emotional health? Is that healthy too? And last but not least, obviously, your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a one-day deal. It's not just a one-weekend warrior thing. It's a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to achieve and get out of this burnout that we're all complaining, everybody's complaining about it. I'm it too. I'm getting tired too. I get burned out too. Somebody told me, "Yo, Michael, your toxic positivity is so toxic." Your toxic positivity is so toxic, right? Somebody gets toxic with my positivity, and it's just everybody is burning out. The question is, what kind of what kind of lifestyle are you living? Just cut that out, whoever's going to edit this, okay? What kind of lifestyle are you living, ladies and gentlemen? Your mindset will get you started, your habit will keep you going, but it's your lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? What is it that you're declaring? The vibration, like what the Bridge is talking about, because the power over your words are vibration. It becomes a reality, ladies and gentlemen. Bridge, any last parting wisdom for our friends here in the group? And how could you please encourage them? Any last parting wisdom?
Well, I had fun. I had fun on this journey with everybody, and with you, Mike. If you are interested in my 4-week program or what I do, or you just want to talk more or whatever, please reach out to me. You can reach me on, so it looks like he has my website right there, and then also my Instagram, Bridge Ayurveda. It's just Bridge, like a regular Bridge, and then Ayurveda. A, you can see it right there. Or you can message me on Facebook too. I was linked in the post, so just send me a message. I'm here for you. You know, like I know that it sucks. Like I feel like I haven't, until recently, I haven't been burnt out. I haven't not been burnt out in this career field. I haven't experienced that until now. And I want to share that with you. I want to rise up, fam. I want to raise you guys up. You're my family. So, yep, just reach out. And this was a lot of fun. I'm excited about the next time that we do this.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much, Bridge. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming over. All right. Well, I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot. You know, what is Ayurveda? You know, the mind, the body. You know, whatever you call that. But thank you again, Bridge. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for those people who are watching live. Hey, before I let you go, always remember the word FAST, F-A-S-T, F, letter F. Find friends that will push you to your next level because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? Tonight I hang out with Bridge Ochoa Ayurveda. Check out her website, bridgeochoa.com. Check it out right over there. I'm showing it. Find friends. If you want to fight or combat, whatever you call that, burnout, reach out. Find friends who are actually beating the burnout. Not just being positive like me. You know, there's a step-by-step thing that she's going to teach you, right? So find friends. You know what's the next letter that you need to do? It's letter A. You see how letter A looks like a letter H. Letter A. You got to learn how to take action, ladies and gentlemen. All this stuff that I'm doing, it's not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Bridge good if you don't take action. Take action. Go to her website, Bridget Ochoa with double T. Or go check her Instagram. Reach out to her Facebook or whatever, or YouTube. I don't know. Just reach out. Take action. That's the first step. You got to do the first step. That's why it's called first step, right? You got to do the first step. You got to take action. Again, we talked about it. Faith without action is dead. You can declare, oh, I'm going to do this. But if you don't take action, it's not going to do you good. Take action. Reach out to her. BridgetOchoa.com. All right. You know what's the next letter? It's letter S. Shoot for the moon. Why? If you keep shooting for the moon, you're going to miss it. You're going to be landing with the stars. What does that mean? You're going to miss it. You are going to fail, my friends. You are going to be rejected. You are going to be fired. But it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick or were fired or whatever. Because it's how many times you get up and do this all over again. It's how many times you get up, my friends. When you fall, when you're down, there's no way but up. I got fired too. I'm still upset about it. You know, I still like, oh, somebody fired me. No, it's hard. You know, I'm like, somebody fired me. DrMikeChua.com. I got fired. I also did some self-pitying. Self-pity. P-I-T-Y. I was sad too. But does that stop me? No. And that's what I want you to be. I want you to get up and do this all over again. Because the challenges that you're going through, the challenges that Bridge went through, it's not just for nothing to happen. It was made for you to get you better and stronger because it could be an inspiration for other people too. The things that you're going through, it's not just for you. It's also for other people to share those experiences and to learn from it. You know, it's those stumbling blocks are created to be a stepping stone for your next success. So you're going to fail. Accept the fact that you're going to fail. You're going to be rejected. Just keep going. Keep going. I like what Mr. Mickey Cooch, whatever, you know, there's a reason why there's a bigger front view mirror than a little small view mirror. Because you don't want to look back all the time. You don't want to look back all the time. Move forward. You know what's the last letter? It's letter T. Is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're going to understand it more. And that's what Bridget is doing. She's teaching us how to find ways to beat burnout. Again, thank you very much, my Facebook friends, YouTube friends, and all whatever friends that I have right now, or frenemies. They're friend for today and enemies tomorrow, right? So I wish you all the best. I'll see you again. Thank you, Bridge. Appreciate you. Be awesome, be great, be excellent. And we will see you again next week. Same time, same channel, my Facebook friends.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.